On Halloween Eve, I laid my head upon my memory foam pillow. I snuggled down beneath my goose down duvet and drifted off toward tomorrow. But before I'd settled down to sleep, I had put the cat out at 8 and loaded up the dishwasher for the economy 7 rate. So confident my pots and pans were washing at the best possible price, I donned me nightcap, finished me Horlicks, and bid myself good night. And as I slept, I dreamt some lovely dreams, whilst it grew quite late, of discount vouchers, money off, and a giant tax rebate. Outside my window, an owl did hoot and stirred me from my slumber. I looked at the clock. It was midnight. And it was then I was torn asunder. A terrible din of rattling pans and dishes clinking in fury came from the kitchen, where it seemed there was an awful furore. So I lit my candle, put on my slippers, and I cautiously approached the door. From where behind I saw in my mind burglars pinching my pier door. I stood and listened to gurgling sounds mixed with cutlery a-clinking. What on earth were they doing? I found myself a-thinking. With trepidation, I grabbed the knob, but then thought, no, now's not the time. So instead I pushed open the door after counting down from 9. Well, imagine my surprise as the door slammed open with a thud. Before my unbifocaled eyes was a wall of soapy suds. I looked around my kitchen, past fruit shrewsburys and macaroons, for the source of this disaster, this mess of forks and spoons. There, in the corner, bathed in a satanic glow, was my hot point dishwasher, but not the one I know. Unrecognisable it was, as it jumped and shook and whirred. I'd not bought that from Argos, thought I, on February the 3rd. Its dials had turned to satanic eyes fixed in a horrid stare. Horns grew from either side, where earlier they had not been there. Its door popped open and bubbles spewed out like a bath. Then it emitted a devilish gurgle, or perhaps an evil laugh. Le Creuset pan lids missed my head by a fraction of an inch, smashing against my spice rack and scattering cumin on me sink. The wall of suds became a wave and pushed me back into the hall. It dislodged a signed photograph of Tommy Cannon and Bobby Ball. I tried to swim upstream like a salmon home to spawn, battling with frying pan and roasting tin and a dislodged bit of prawn. As I passed the hall table, I reached out to grab a vase, but missed and grabbed the Radio Times, advertising songs of praise. The kitchen now was almost full of water in deep flow. I clung onto the ceiling fan, took a deep breath, and dived below. I peered through the soapy deep and saw the evil one now transformed into a demon monster so hideously malformed, abusing my dirty Tupperware in ways that beg a belief, and looking for all the world like an angry Omar Sharif. It turned and looked straight at me, and let out a mighty roar. That caused me to do a little poo, which would later be quite sore. I knew I had to do something before its form was fixed, for it would spread its evil and likely spoil my Weetabix. Instinctively, I grabbed again the Radio Times, and although it sounds absurd, I happened upon the saintly visage of Our Lady St. Thora Hurd. "By all things holy, begone," I cried, although it came in bubbles. "Return to hell, O infidel, and kindly stop all these troubles." I held up before me the face of Thora, and I swear the beast recoiled. I took heart, and I did a little fart, while my PJs were already soiled. Imperceptibly, at first, the waters began to wane. I could tell as I saw the swell put my spider plant down again. My feet floated back upon the ragstone effect lino. I stood amongst the watery mess like a deflated child's lilo. The dishwasher was sucking in all that it had dispersed. My salad tosser was ruined, but I suppose it could have been worse. I picked up my crochet tea cosy and wringed it out in the sink, where now sat Thora's picture, and I could swear she gave me a wink. I returned to bed after tidying up a little here and there. It was then that I heard the flap. Oh, the cat's back, I thought, from who knows where. So, with Thora's damp picture to protect me throughout the night, I slept the sleep of the righteous, which is what you should do now. Night-night.